not yet.
All right. I don't do live because,
What do you mean we're live?
well, don't do live because the government could show up. See that? I don't do drones because of the bald spot or live because the government could apprehend me before the show's over. I'm just saying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fully Nuking podcast. I am your host, Ben Gravy. Jay Verne has decided to hang out inside and shop online, so she might be joining us in a little bit, but we are joined by the prestigious, the one-of-a-kind, the Tony Aarons,
That was Uncle Ahern's.
who I refer to as Uncle Ahern's. How are we doing, Tony?
It's actually Antonio Augustine Aarons. I've been blessed with AAA. I get discount on towing.
But it took me a little bit of time to learn that it was actually Aarons.
Like Hank, the guy that hit all the home runs. Oh wait, that's before your
But
time.
you stuck with Ahern's.
And they yell it out at Mel High volleyball games. Yeah, Ahern's.
So when you roll up to the beach in Montauk, New York, do they yell Uncle Ahern's?
No, it's
Or-
Uncle Tony. Uncle Tony, you can do it. I got that from you.
All right. Well, let's just dive right into the origin story.
Of
Where-
me?
Where are you from?
So,
And how did we get here?
February 18th, 1963. Apparently, they asked my brother and sister, do you want a brother or sister? They said, we want a puppy. Well, they got me as a mistake, as I'm 10 years younger than all the other ones. In the Huntington Hospital to Dr. Harrington. 9 pounds of
Pure joy.
pure joy.
And you're still just a bundle of joy to this day.
Bundle of joy. New York State Regents diploma with a D- average, with an A and wise ass and motor mouth. But I graduated and went upstate to play ice hockey, and my parents
Upstate
called.
New York?
Yep, Cortland State. I was going to hang out, play hockey, and then my goal was to go to Colorado and run a chairlift. I ran ski trips through high school and junior high. If you got 15 people to go, I got to ski free, so I skied a lot. And my parents said, well, we sold all our stuff, sold the house on Long Island for $38,000, which they still complain, even though they're dead to this day, that now it's worth like $838,000. And they moved to Melbourne, Florida. So instead of skiing and ice hockey, I did roller hockey and became a surf bum.
So how old were you when you moved to Melbourne Beach?
19, was there for a year, had my MTB single fin, was all cool. Then I joined the Navy and got lucky to get stationed in Pearl Harbor.
So what year was this?
I joined the Navy. I was in active duty from 1984 to 90.
And MTB was fully cranking back then.
Yeah, Pat Mulhern and all the boys. And that's when the Sundeck Pro was right there in Melbourne Beach.
Oh, yeah, Sundeck.
Yeah, I saw Keckley and all the boys. Actually, all the pros from California came. Rory Russell, Hawaii. They were throwing TVs off the balcony, and the Holiday Inn did not have them back. Pro surfing.
The Holiday Inn?
Yeah.
Where was that?
It's the one with the bridge over A1A. Now
It's not a Holiday Inn anymore, is
it
it?
used to be. They
See-
changed their name because of the surfers ruined it.
Well, I love Holiday Inn. So,
I like the song Hotel Motel Holiday Inn.
Are you
I
just
stayed
talking
at
to-
one the other night. That's why I'm so smart.
You did?
No.
I thought you sleep in your van.
Down by the river.
Are you going to talk into your mic?
Hello.
See? We like it. Come on, bring it back. Give us that.
I don't want to do the sexy voice. I show my eyes and do that voice. It's all
Tony
over.
Ahrens, you are 57 years old
Yeah.
and you live in a van.
Sold everything
Down
I
by the
own a
river.
year or two early, abandoned 2 teenage kids in Florida, and went to Montauk surfing. Somebody had to do it. But Corona speeded it up. I wasn't going to do it for another year or two.
I
but
want to know. This is what I want to get into. How and why did this happen? How did you end up in New Jersey, living in a van down by El Slama?
Well, I go wherever I want. I'm slumming at El Slamo right now, but I'm waiting for the points of north of here to start peeling during the hurricane
You
season.
waiting for the Holiday Inn to open back up?
Exactly. No, I just it took me 25 years of owning a house and doing all this that you guys did here, and the value goes up, and the recession's coming, so I had to sell while it was hot, and I bought an off-the-grid RV, no generator, it's all solar and lithium batteries, and I've hit the road. I put 8,000 miles on since April 6th. I've been homeless.
And the date right now is June 27th, I think.
I heard the 4th of July is coming up, but it might be
May, June.
canceled.
So you've been on the road for 2.5 months.
Pretty much
10
8,000
weeks.
miles, 3 oil changes, 2 rotations.
So you're not even doing 1,000 miles a week.
I don't know. I have this new app, Nub, through Verizon. It helps me with Wi-Fi, and it's cool because it will show me where I went during the day. It's like I went from the lake out to the point, down to the beach. I did a 6-mile loop.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'm getting picked up. I was worried about my mic. Doesn't it sound echoey to you? Mine does? Or is that just me?
I don't know. Do you want to try my ears? I don't hear much. I'm quiet and shy according to my ears.
So I haven't podcasted in a while, so I'm just getting back into the swing of things. And
yeah, I could tell you're kind of rusty, dude. You don't even know what buttons.
It's more the equipment I'm worried about. Yeah, it seems like I'm echoey, but
I'm going to show the camera now.
I think we'll be okay.
Now right. I'm known for one skinny foot.
That's your regular foot.
And one giant foot.
What's wrong with that thing?
Well, here's the new knee. I don't know.
I
think gravity's just taking a lot of the fluid in my body and storing it over there this week.
Why do your toes look like that?
I don't know. Some people said that something to do with who's Fred Flintstone? Pushing that car all those years.
All right. So what happens in a man's mind that he wants to sell his house and buy a van?
You work 40 years and you only made money really the last 20, and
that's a pretty long stretch of making money though.
Yeah, but I really made decent money since the year 2000, and I started socking it away and got lucky at the
big socks.
Had to do it, but I did that, paid off the house and sold the house because there's a recession coming. I can't wait another 10 years for the house value to come up or the market to come back. So listen, I'm sure I'll be fine.
So when you say that there's a recession coming,
listen, this is what I say. I don't know how everyone out there, but if you miss a week or 2 weeks paycheck, you're kind of in a jam. You might not send the whole electric or cable bill or whatever. 2 months not working? I mean, come on. The first thing the government should have said is no mortgage or big credit card or car payments for 6 months. We'll put it at the end of the loan and just buy food and stay home. But we're in a jam, and the last recession of 08, my kids were little. Now they're 17, 19, about to be actually 18 and 20 in a couple months. So I think it's gonna happen. I don't know why it's not happening overnight like the last one, but there's no way.
Did you own your house in 2008?
Yes, I paid off the house. No, in 2008. No, I just paid off the house here in the last 2-3 years.
No, I'm saying, you were paying off your house, like you had purchased your house?
Yes, yeah, since August '99, and don't buy a house in August in Florida.
So
because Floyd, the hurricane, and 7 others were coming that day.
But you had insurance, right?
Dude, the day I bought the house, something glitch happened, and the lady's like, well, now we can't write a policy if there's a hurricane within 100 miles. I'm like, well, I just bought this house, and there's a hurricane going to wipe it out. What? The good thing is I hadn't really made a payment, and it was a VA home loan. Thank God I didn't have to put any money down. And it was a whopping, I think, $800 a month for most of the time I lived there.
So you say the recession hit. Well, like how much did that value of your house go down?
Oh, you're talking back then? Yeah, the house at one time, the highest, it was at like $240, and then all of a sudden it was down to like $120.
$120 during 2008?
Yeah.
Wow, that's gnarly.
Yeah. Oh, so, dude, that was the time to buy, just like I think it's coming here within the next year.
So I've been hearing about this recession.
Well, like I said, if you don't get paid for 2 weeks, 2 months, how do you not have your car repossessed, your house repossessed? Me and Jordan were talking earlier. I have friends in Connecticut, and they're selling their house for $600,000. And who's buying it? Or people are leaving closer to Manhattan, selling their $1 million home to buy a $600,000 home.
Well, see, I don't understand the stock market or any market.
That's all kind of fake.
Doesn't make sense.
No, it shouldn't be up right now. But if it all crashed, it would be. I mean, it's bad enough. Did you see that the Sahara dust storm hit in the Atlantic today? You couldn't even see people in the water. So that's coming up the coast.
Really?
Yeah.
A dust storm?
But you didn't see that?
No.
Dude, hold on. Well, I'll pull it up while we're talking.
Well, we can.
But I made a good joke that it kills the attack hornets. Hate the dust.
What, the murder hornets?
The murder hornets are allergic to the Sahara dust, so we got 2 bad things are going to pan out, I think. I think
okay.
Calamities are stacking up, bro.
Holy calamity.
Why, you're going to sell your house not because of a dust storm, but not a recession?
I'm never selling my house.
No, you can't.
See, I'm wondering, because I don't understand the stock market. Like you said, it's fake.
Yeah, right now.
I really don't understand.
And I'm anti all that, but my boss said put 20% in this and shut up. And
you did.
Yeah.
And you cashed in.
Sharon Williams' goal was to get it to $150 a share from 75 by the year 2015 was their 150th anniversary. Sharon Williams, Steinway Pianos. There's like 3 companies still around.
And that was
so they got it to 300.
Wow. And
so
you cashed out.
So as a dude that's similar to one of your brothers, Hob, when it hit 420, I cashed in most of it. And then it went down. But then, listen, that I'm dying, though, during the Corona here. It went down to, I think, 172 a share, and it's back to 500. I closed on my house, and I didn't get the money for 2 days later. It was down to $172 a share, and then it went back to, like, 500 again. But if you get lucky, and somehow I just got lucky. But those guys just get richer and richer.
So you bought in for $75 a share or cheaper?
Yeah, I had some there, and then I made sure every raise, you could change the amounts. I used to, believe me, I took loans from it. I played with it for 15 years, but I hit it right. And listen, it's like when you're on the gambling boat and all of a sudden you're up.
Or do they give you shares?
I cashed in my chips. Well, they give you too. They would give us, listen, they did that to pacify us. I made decent money, but when you saw those bosses in the last 10 or 15 years go from 1 million, 2 million to like 5 or 10 million. But I was telling Jordan, too, because people in certain parts of the country have money. Like, I want Bose and Bosch appliances. We had to come out with Duration. And remember, we made cans of paint for $85.
Wow.
And people lined up to buy it.
Yeah, because they're getting good value in their mind, right?
But still, we're making it for $8 a gallon.
Yeah.
Just like Starbucks is 60 cents a cup, and they sell it for $6.
It's the same paint in the other can, but it's called MAB Gold, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Like
anything liquid is gasoline. Listen, Mobil at $110 a barrel, record profit. $40 a barrel last week, record profit. Imagine you could buy something for $1 and then buy it for 40 cents and you're still making profit. Dude, liquid is the way to go.
Huh.
We need to come up with a new liquid.
Pineapple juice?
Some people, it burns their gums because they don't floss enough. But that's another story.
All right, so you cashed in big, MAB Paints.
Not that big, but enough to pay off a house, and then now I own that camper and have a little bit of money left.
I always say that if I had $10 million, I could live for the rest of my life with no job.
I have a feeling probably at 1 million, if you did it right, you could do it. 10 million.
You think?
How much one clicking are you doing there, Amazon Prime? That's a lot of.
Well, I'm thinking. Well, can't you put it in an account where it gives you 7% of your money back every year?
Yeah. If you
so then you could give yourself a nice $70,000.
So you don't need 10. Oh yeah, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we were talking real estate. She brought the Hampton magazines in. They're under there. Here, grab some of that. You'll laugh. There's houses for $30 million in here. I don't want to knock your thing over. So a girl that I met in Montauk, she's going to rent her house for 3 months just because she lost her job. $20,000 a month. $20,000 a month to rent a house this size that you're in.
A lot of people around here get like 5 or 6,000.
Yeah, but imagine 20.
Yeah, that's crazy. My buddy gets like $8,000 to rent his house around here. He's stoked.
This is the house I picked out.
Check. Oh my God, we are crushing, Uncle Tony.
The battery's dead?
No, I just don't know why my mic sounds echoey. I'm just gonna stop saying it because who cares?
If you make $10 million a year, we're gonna get this pad.
No, I'm not saying $10 million a year. I'm saying if you can save up $10 million, $27.95 million. It's nice though, Tony.
For $27 million, it's nice. I'll live in the little pool cabana house.
Not for less than $1 million, you won't.
I don't know. It's just.
Well, this house was $174,000.
Wow,
well,
that seems like a bargain on the beach.
It's a bargain for sure.
Yeah,
I was stoked.
I want to be the paint salesman. Ain't make money in New Jersey. The vinyl or aluminum siding guy. Every house. Look at every house has that siding. Doesn't it blow off when you get hit by a Sandy?
I hate my siding, but
it's hard to keep clean.
It comes with the territory. You know what I mean? I bought the house. I'm not going to re-side it. I'm just going to tear it down. So, guy gets rich. Guy lives the lavish life for like 15 years. When did you retire?
Well, I retired due to injury.
What'd you injure?
I worked 38 years. I slipped and fell at work.
One of those guys.
Well,
was it
I'm
real?
claim that. Well, this is it. This is what's ironic.
This is where the interview gets hairy.
Hairy truth, which of course people hate the truth. So they're like, he faked an injury. I'm like, yeah, I faked an injury. I faked that I wasn't hurt for 20 years. You got to check a box. You can lift 50 pounds and do all this in the pace.
Oh.
I've been fucking crippled since my 20s. I've had sciatica. Couldn't lift I've been hiding that I'm hurt.
Do you
So
stretch?
when I actually got hurt, we're going to talk about that. I'm 3 days into the Ben Gravy stretching.
Oh, you've been stretching since the
because
vlog?
of you.
Okay. Did you buy
Yes.
the Theragun?
Dude, I'll get my gun. It's better than your gun.
What gun do you have?
I don't know the name of it. You're going to want it.
Amazon.com.
You seen my rig?
$15.99.
You seen some of the stuff Uncle Tony buys. You think it's the cheap one?
I don't know. You did buy like a $200,000 RV. So
It's not that much.
we're gonna have to
and
do an
my
RV
bike
tour.
and all my stuff. Wait till you see. No, it's like a whatever. It's like a $600 super gun.
It's better than mine.
All right, hold on. What were we talking about? Because you're so checking. All right, how I got hurt.
You lived the lavish life.
Hold on, no.
Okay.
So I hurt my back. They couldn't fix my back. They were X-raying.
But this was the
crap out of me.
80s, dude.
No. Oh, I was hurt all through them. But no, I just got hurt at work in March.
In the 20s?
No, March 11th
How old
of
are you?
2017 is when I got hurt at work. I haven't worked
Wait,
since
you were
then.
still working in 2017?
I got hurt on March 11th, 2017. I fell and hurt my back. They couldn't fix it. To x-ray me to find out that all these pains I've been having, I'm full of arthritis. I need 2 hips and 2 knees. So right now I have, what do we have done? I've had 1 hip and 1 knee, and due to Corona, the other stuff's been delayed. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, and I'm freaking hurting like hell. But they see a picture of me surfing. Oh my God, you can surf. I'm like, you should see a video of me getting up off the floor. Actually, if you surf me, videotape and film me getting up on the paddleboard. That's so funny. Then when I get up, I'm like, good, I'm good for 1 more wave.
Well, I've seen you surfing.
Yeah, but I could barely
I
get
know
up.
you're in pain.
I can ride a motorcycle. I can
Well,
ride a Segway. And
Even
a
at
paddleboard.
the ripe young age of 31 years old, like my back and hips hurt. And I know exactly how you feel because when I'm getting up, I'm hurting. And then when I'm on the wave, I'm
Dude,
like,
people
can't feel
come
anything.
into your life for a reason. I'm not here to make you laugh. I'm trying to talk you out of being a surfing stunt man.
Tony
'Cause
tries
it
to
adds
stop
up.
me from doing bomb drops, essentially.
All that stuff, it adds up. It's not like one thing you move this and your back went out. It's cumulative, everything you do. So I just wore my stuff out. And then I don't know if your dad or grandfather, it's all genetics too. So if you have good grandparents that work, like your dad has a physical job, that landscaping shit with rocks. But does he want to do that another 10 years? He's going to be crippled.
I don't know. I think
It's-
he likes it.
I don't know. I was dumb and I wasn't physically skilled, so I had to go into sales. Apparently, I have strong motor skills.
How much paint do you think you sold over the course of 40 years?
I actually did the math. I averaged 110,000 gallons a year.
So how much is a gallon of paint?
Say it's 20. Yeah,
$20.
I had territories. This was funny about this job. I had a 1 and it's sometimes a $5 million territory. So even if they're paying you $50, $80, $100,000 a year, they're pretty much paying me 80 cents a gallon to sell something that they're selling for $20. I'm getting paid 80 cents. So they made out pretty good, but I did all right. I can't complain.
So you got 80 cents.
Pretty much. But yeah, so listen, they flew me in Hawaii. They want you to win the trip to Hawaii.
That thing is working. You're just not using it.
Well, if they don't hear me, it'd be really funny if you're just responding to nothing. That'd be-
So 80 cents times 110 gallons.
I don't know. I made some money. No, they didn't pay me that, but that's pretty much the way it worked out. Yeah, I made anywhere. That's why I got mad at the end. Even if you're making like 75,000 base pay and you could maybe double that in bonus, they'd have some kids straight out of college making 65,000 a year, and you just did the same job for 30 years and you're making like 10 or 15 grand more. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, money goes up, right?
I guess.
Inflation, they call it, right?
Inflation. Listen, I did all right. I could have done worse.
But
everyone's mad that, I look young, I act immature. But yeah, I'm creeping up on 60.
Everyone's mad about that.
I don't know how. Well, people, they're supposed to work to 62 or 65. You look around that company, how many managers are running stores? I saw one actually in Ocean City. When
Yeah,
we
there's
went by.
2 over there.
Yeah, and they're all 20-year-old guys, and the sales reps are young. So they either make you rich or run you off
That's
or
just
whatever.
how life is, though, right? They chop the old meat and they bring in the new
Yeah,
meat.
but we're supposed to, according to Social Security, you're supposed to work till 62 or 65.
Isn't the Social Security system just totally ruined?
Well, it's based on the money that they're like giving to me and your grandparents
So
or
you're
people
taking all the
older.
money.
No, it comes out of the kids that are working now. So if you're only making 20 grand and they're taking that, there's, everyone's working at McDonald's. There isn't enough. My generation, maybe besides yours, the population, I think the amount of people that are 65 is going to double in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So we're screwed.
Well, I know my grandparents they're in their 80s and they've been getting paid 30, 35 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they probably I'm guessing they don't get a lot because I mean I'm sure your grandfather at his greatest year made maybe 30 grand or something.
Yeah, I don't know how much they
Yeah,
make.
so they don't get.
I'm just trying to figure it all
The
out.
problem I have is if you have people that make 200 grand, 300 grand, Trump, even they get Social Security. Why, if you've got so much money and you made it, why should you get help at 62 or 65 if you don't need it?
Yeah.
If we just, to tell the truth, I don't even want to get going about Corona, but they make the joke that they came out with something pretty much to free up some money. If you just kill everybody over the age of 65, how much money does that free up?
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Well, dude, how much money did that free up if everyone over 65 is dead?
A lot. All
Now,
the
did
money.
you hear that God and everyone in heaven is rejoicing because by accident the government mailed out over $1 billion in checks to deceased Americans in the last 6 weeks?
Oh, really?
We just admitted that, the government.
Wow.
They sent out 1 billion, I think 120 million checks for a total of 1.1 billion to deceased Americans. But the joke on Facebook was that Jesus and everyone in heaven the coffers are stuffed. They're partying up there with cash.
Did you get a check?
I did. I got a $1,200 check. I had my door. I'm like, take a picture of it. What is it? I couldn't figure out what it was for. And then the only reason I know, if you look at it, who is it signed by really big? With a, like, you owe me.
Trump didn't sign it.
Yeah, no, dude, I kept it. You got it.
Yours got signed by Trump?
And I got a letter like 3 weeks later telling me to keep my eye. Like after I got the check, 3 weeks later I get a letter that I'll be getting a check to keep my eyes peeled for. It's like hardworking, blah blah blah. It's like a love letter from Donald Trump. You gotta save that stuff. That stuff in 30 years when my kids pull it out of a box.
You think you'll be alive in 30 years?
Hell no. I'll sign a contract right now for another 20.
That's good. That's a good spot. Better. All right, so you cash out $420. You make like $10 million. You're living lavish for 15 years. You got a house. You own it. You got a pool. You got all this nice stuff. I've been to your house. It's beautiful. You got multiple.
Maybe I'll buy it back when the market
You got an
crashes.
80s car.
All the cars are gone.
And you sell it all.
Yeah,
Camaro.
60 Nomad wagon.
Tell us about the van. How'd this come about? What happened? How'd you get it? How'd you acquire it?
I should almost blame this on you. My good luck. No, YouTube. What do I do now? You go on YouTube and Google RV. So Class B is something that fits in a regular parking space. It's just built on a regular Dodge van, like your ProMaster van. I got to go to Winnebago to pick it up, which was interesting. One side of the factory is all the Sprinter vans, white, burgundy, blue, all the colors. Yeah, this is the one. And then the other side is them converted to campers, and like thousands. It's a big. They just bought Chris Craft boats, so Winnebago was a big
So
company.
you were at Winnebago. In where? It's in Minnesota, right?
It's on the border. I flew into Minnesota and rented a car and drove an hour into Iowa.
All at the height of the coronavirus.
It was just starting, which was good because I was 2 people on a Delta airplane, I think for like $65. It was really cheap. But it's such a small podunk town. God's been trying to teach me patience, and this whole trip has been hurry up and wait. But they don't do electronic wires through the bank on the weekends. So you come back Monday? Like, but you told me to be here Saturday. Well, why didn't you carry a cashier check for $110,000? I'm like,
That's how much it was, 110?
yeah. Retails for $160. You the Corona, I got it. But anyway.
Oh, really?
And it's a 2021 model, which they sold 3 of them.
They just gave you 50 grand off.
I don't know
Because of
why.
Corona.
I don't know why, but the going thing is they have MSRP for everywhere between 150 and 160 in options, and nobody seems to pay more than 115.
So how much could you sell for now?
At least 90. Yeah. That's the other thing, yeah. It just doesn't matter. It's, yeah, I can still have the value. It's the tires, everything. It's a brand new rig.
It's your house.
Listen, then the money left. I tried to buy a condo, and the deal fell through for 120 grand, and that's why I bought the camper. But if the recession, the way I think it's going, that condo's going to be 80 grand by Christmas, and I'll go back and buy
Why do you
it.
think the housing market's going to crash?
How could it not? How many people are not going back to work? What I'm saying, I went through Manhattan yesterday, 1/3 of the stores were boarded up.
So do you, like, in your opinion, like, people aren't paying their mortgages right now?
Yeah, eventually they got to, they're living rent-free. They're buying groceries. What's most important is usually Wi-Fi, electric, water, and rent. Of course. Yeah. But if the power, you can have Wi-Fi, you don't have electric or Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Okay, well, it's coming. I don't know why it's taking so slow, but... And then we got election year. Oh, I was Googling the dust storm. I got to show you that.
Oh, yeah, talk to me about that.
And then what locusts? No, hornets.
So what does the election year have to do with it?
I don't know. Usually weird stuff happens. Yeah, weird stuff. Obama, that was, no.
That was
No, 9/11. That was the recession. Yeah. He was in within...
What happened in 2012? That's so weird. Or it doesn't happen because it was the same president.
Yeah.
Are you saying
when you up on the dust storm?
I'm saying when a new president comes in, that's when the weird stuff happens, or it only happens, or it happens every election year?
It's whenever, I don't know, apparently it's all a puppet show and that we're just along for the ride.
This is your claim that weird stuff happens during the election year.
I think it happens all the time now. It used to be every 4 years. Now it's every 4 minutes. Can't believe you're not up on the dust storm.
He doesn't talk into the mic at all. They can't hear him.
Yeah, if they can't hear me, then...
That noise you're
No, we're not picking that up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Jay Bernie, everybody, behind the scenes. Woo! Body Boda. All right, tell us about the dust storm. We're gonna get the clip that you have. We're gonna pull it up and show everybody what you're talking about.
I know, but I'm so lame.
Why?
Where's the video
You
part
are
of
lame.
Facebook?
You lame.
I'm old. I'm kind of analog with digital
That is
stuff.
not Facebook, dude. I did not want to see that.
Oh, then I'll do it. I don't know how to Google. Do they have that on Instagram? Dust storm? I'll just go to the internet.
I don't have my.
Well, I tell people that are older than me and they can't find something, I'm like, use the Google machine. That's what I tell them. If you could tell, this is the best thing about, I was a kid, we had Encyclopedia Britannica. If you wanted to look something up, you had to get the book.
Yeah.
So now you can say, Siri, show me a purple elephant on a surfboard. And you hit images. You can find anything. You can Google, like, people, I'll be talking to someone like, how did you come up with a picture of a monkey with a banana sticking out of it? I'm like, you just see it. It's a Google machine, which I'm asked right now.
So that must be weird. That
Look, here's the last thing I Googled.
my house.
22 Coolidge.
What's the value?
Oh,
How are we looking?
oh no. If it goes down, don't blame this. It's on me.
1,003 square foot. Wow.
Someone measured wrong.
They're estimating my value at 169 to 199. But
This was before
the
Corona.
professional estimators came here and they estimated I did it 255.
But then you might have to pay insurance or taxes on the higher value.
I pay taxes on the value that I bought it.
The house I just sold for $220 that I bought at $80 when I started 20 years ago.
Yes.
Taxes and insurance were both $800 a year. A couple hurricanes, at the end it was still I think $1,800 for taxes for the whole year and $1,800 for insurance.
So,
But I know people in New York that pay $18,000 a year.
3,600, right? Total.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Well, my flood insurance is cheap. And my home insurance is
What's the history of this town or this like you? Last time I got swamped in a hurricane, how many years ago?
well, Hurricane Sandy really destroyed North Jersey, but not here.
Yeah, but there wasn't one in the 30s, 40s, 50s.
There was one in the 10s that wiped out the first 11 months of line.
Wow.
Down by there. Down there by us.
Well, when we go to Montauk, I'll show you where the Navy Pier, my dad actually was stationed there, but the town used to be there, and a hurricane wiped it out in 1938. They moved it to the other side, where the downtown is now. The whole downtown was washed away.
Maybe.
All right, so far I typed in dust, and it popped up Dustin Hoffman.
All right.
Hold on,
I'm
Storm.
going to test something out.
All right.
All
Dude,
right.
look at the size of it.
What is it?
That's the dust storm.
That looks like a hurricane.
Dude, it's dust. It's picked up on Super Doppler.
All right. Now it looks good. The thing. I'm done worrying about it.
What, my bald spot?
Where's the dust?
All right, hold on.
All right. So you buy the van. You get into it. You're in Iowa.
Yeah, meanwhile, they're telling me that I might have to get quarantined at every state line
for 2
before.
weeks.
Yeah, so I'm like,
And
I
you're on
won't
your way
be.
to, and he's on his way to our house. which
No,
is
I'm on
great.
my way to Florida to go get all my stuff that I put in the mini
Oh, you
storage.
went back to Florida before you
I
came
had
here?
to, dude. I had to get my sheets, my clothes, everything to put in the camper, my surfboard, all
He's
my
pointing his
stuff.
mic like you knew.
Stuck on my hands, my name's Tony.
So I had to go back. So imagine if I had to stop at every state for a 14-day quarantine. I'm like, I won't be back till like 2031. What the fuck? 14 to every state? But dude, how could they? You're on I-95. What are they going to like stop you? Like, stop! Where are you going? I mean, in every state, it's not like one road into every state. So when they say that, just
No.
think about it. There's no way they could do that.
Well, I was wondering about that. Like, if you don't do the quarantine, what happens? Do you get in trouble? Do you go to prison?
I don't know. I
Like,
just canceled. I was going to fly my 17-year-old Shannon up to hang out in the camper for a week in Montauk, and now it's like, now they're doing opposite where they were going to ban people now from Florida. She can't go into New York.
Yeah, obviously.
But even that, they're like, where are you going? They're like, are you going to quarantine? They don't drag you to quarantine. It's not like they put you in a nice hotel in Kennedy Airport for 2 weeks.
That, though, in, like, China.
Apparently,
Quarantining in hotel, like, dragging people to, like, camps. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, there's videos about it. In, like, Hong Kong, you had to go from a camp, you had to go and, like, if you were, even if you didn't have corona, but somebody that you knew had it that you were in contact with, they would make you go to a camp. And then you would have to quarantine there for 14 days with all other quarantined COVID people.
they're savages.
Yeah.
I can't
but
find
what I
any
was
good
gonna say,
pictures, but it's pretty much.
according to the news, Florida is now the new New York City. So, obviously, they're not going to be letting people back.
I don't want to say anything. I mean, I've only been in New Jersey one day, but New York was really good. I was telling Jordan to go, everyone with the mask. But I was there last weekend in Montauk, and Friday and Saturday, the nightclubs, I went by one. They had 300 people on the deck all dancing, no
No
masks.
masks.
2 weeks from now, New York's going to be. So they're saying New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts today. They're getting praise. You did it right. But it's, you know, and then I told you last night here, I saw the 215-year-olds at Wawa. So I don't know. 2/3 of us are doing everything right. And the other
is my-
third are either
Driving me crazy.
they won't. Dude, you need to. I should have the stand.
I know you should, 'cause you can't.
Got arthritis arms trying to hold this thing weighs like 40
Do you want
pounds.
to trade?
No, I'm all right. I'll power
You
through.
sure?
I'm going to go ambidextrous.
I like Uncle Tony on the
He's not bad
podcast.
on the
That's
podcast.
good.
He's a little. He's better. It's better than when he just shows up at your house at 4 a.m.
Well, I took 3 kitty Valium, is what you told me to take. I thought
No, I
you wouldn't
did
interview me
not.
unless I was sedated. Who told me that? Or maybe I just
I
take
think
them
the voice
anyway.
inside your head.
I don't
told
know.
you.
Maybe it's this big foot slowing me down. It's like dragging around an anchor. Oh, I see you have an anchor on the side of your house, and there's 2 doors for a '78 Camaro back here.
All right, so you go home, you get your stuff. It's the
Yeah,
midst.
it's the Allstate storage. You want me to leave you a key? There's
it's
some good
the
stuff in
midst
there.
of the coronavirus, and you decide to drive to New Jersey to my house.
Well, no, I had to go through, let me see, Georgia, the Carolina. I tried to find Brett Bartley. I went down Bartley Drive. I
Oh,
missed
did
it.
you?
I want to go fishing. I care less about surfing, grinding shore pound, and getting more arthritis. I could be a barometer of what you're going to look like.
I have
Imagine
a
when Uncle
barometer.
Tony's dead for 20 years and Jordan's like, look at your leg. It looks just like Uncle Tony's back in the day.
That doesn't look good.
I think that's from rebar at El Junco when I was a kid.
All right, so you make it to my house, and then you go out to Montauk, and then now you're back. That is the story of you living in your van. What's the most interesting thing that's happened since you bought your van?
It's just been a blur. Well, it could have
Too
been just
much-
now when I
too
went
much
to meet
value.
you guys at the burger place and I kept it running in a legal park spot and took way too long for my order. And by the time I got back, some lady, the manager's on the phone, like, I think I'm just going to leave a note on it. Otherwise, we'll tow it. And I'm like, disabled veteran. I go limping over. I really
You,
magnified my limp. I dragged it
you
behind
play
me.
that card hard.
Oh, dude. Listen, I don't park in handicap at the mall. I walk a half a mile. But if there's no places at the surf spot or at the place for food, I bust out my little handicapper and I hang it. Especially in Montauk or places around here. There's, dude, the Point. There's one handicap spot. I could park there all day and no one bothers me.
Do you think that will play against you in the future? Like, the more that you pretend to be handicapped, the more handicapped you'll get.
Dude, I had this bitch at Ditch Plains. I'm not handicapped enough. I had a hip replaced, a knee replaced. I'm on the list to get the other hip replaced, this knee replaced. Now I'm laughing, but when I get upset, I now have these essential tremors and I start shaking.
That doesn't
I got
sound good.
pre-Parkinson's. Apparently, I'm leaving my family. I've had fights. I disowned a brother-in-law. They're like, why did you stop work? I worked 39 years. I killed myself 70 hours a week. I made enough money. Well, I could still maybe stand up or ride a bicycle. Can I go enjoy it?
No,
Am
I like
supposed
your
to be-
style. You got to go live, dude. You have to.
But even you, look
You
at
give
it,
it
this
to
leg.
yourself.
Zoom
Doesn't
in on
look
this
good.
leg.
It
How
doesn't
am I
look
not
good.
handicapped enough?
It doesn't look
But
good.
I'm still not
just
handicapped
a
enough for
broken-
you. You bet you the people in the back of their head. I'm too young and handsome looking to be retired.
I'm just saying, okay, like you're pretty much an able-bodied person, like for the most part.
Great.
Do you think that pretending you're handicapped is going to play against you in the future?
No, fucking St. Peter, when I walk up there, it's going to be like, dude, you took a lot of grief for a fucker that was really hurting that you had to prove to people. Maybe when you're on the floor and you can't get up and they see that tear running down your eye, like, God, please let this back spasm go away.
Here's my
Or,
claim.
I'm going to start
If you keep
videotaping
doing-
my pain.
If you keep doing those stretches, you'll be out of
Dude,
pain.
so let's get back to that. I
Okay.
need some more. Matter of fact, I have to go. This is what sucks too about the whatever the tremors and my memory.
I don't
Like just
understand
now,
the
I
tremors.
went beep beep beep. I locked my van and I walked 10 feet. I'm like, did I lock it? So like I'm beep beep beep. I keep within minutes. I forget what
There's
I did.
a couple of things that could be.
No, it's dude. Believe me, no one smoked more weed than me. It ain't that, bro. Trust me. No, the tremors. This was weird. I'll show you right now. Like
I
you
don't
know when you
understand the
stretch or
tremors.
lift the weight, I can show you. I
But
just by
you're saying
tensing up now, it makes me. I just start.
It's from what?
You want to know? What I think and what they're guessing. Dude, look at this flapper valve.
Okay.
Deviated septum. I've had
Okay.
7, 8, 10 concussions. I was the little dude that
Oh.
played sports that put
Well,
me
that
in.
makes
I was a
sense.
gate athlete, but I was a peewee with a big mouth. So I got hit jaw, head. I've had so many concussions that they think it's kind of adding up. So you
Yeah,
look at Junior
that happens.
Seau, you look at football, all these guys, and it's just once you get close to 60, you're just. To tell the truth, it's kind of nice because you're like worrying about this. Like I forget all my stuff. It's like kind of liberating
Yeah. I mean,
if you can't remember.
I-
But I hate in the middle of a story, like when I'm talking about, I'm like, what we just talked. In the middle of a story, I forget what I'm talking about.
yeah. I've noticed.
And as my daughter, when she was 3, Summer, who's now 20, said, on Christmas Eve, like, I can't go to sleep. The television in my head, she would call like her thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm literally picture in a picture in a picture. I got like 17 things on right now. Oh, I gotta go. Hold on, dust storm.
Well, how's the dust storm doing?
Oh, ooh, squirrel. It's coming this way, dude. If it comes to Montauk,
Is
you're
there
here. Or
really
Foggy,
going to be a dust storm?
dude, I'm gonna try and find today. He's kind
All
of.
right, guys. If we find the footage, I'm going to put it in.
You know your buddy who came and glommed on to your appearance at MTB showed up for a photo app, Gnarly Charlie.
Yeah.
He had a surf contest today, and the pictures, I'm like, I put a picture, I'm like, that's good for your lungs. It's like red fog. So
Well,
it's
this
like,
sounds
it's
cool.
got to be in your lungs if you're breathing it in.
Good
If
thing
you
we
could
have all
see
these
it,
masks.
what's that?
It's a good thing we have these masks.
I know.
I want to go film this thing. If
That's
it's real.
another thing. Let's talk about how does Uncle Tony date when I wear, tell the truth, in Montauk
I don't
when
know
I'm
how
out.
you date with that foot.
Well, they
but
don't really notice that. They say I got good calves on this leg. But I wear glasses all the time because they said it could go into your eyes. So when I go into business, I have my reading
What's
glasses.
going in your eyes? The
everything's-
dust?
No, Corona could go in your eyes. So I wear a mask. I've had this on pretty much. I told her I think it's like March 15th. I go in like this. So
I can
how can
still
someone
see
like, I want to date that guy? Look, he's got that one lazy eye. It's not that bad looking.
Your little hair flip could do it though.
Watch it.
Um,
The one thing the guy kept.
That mic isn't on.
Hold on, I'm
Um,
still trying to find dust storm pictures.
how is dating in a van? You live in a van.
Listen, take a van in Corona. I was having issues before. I'm handsome. I got money. It's still not working. All right, gnarly Charlie Grom. Here we go. Oh boy, are you ready? Come on, dust storm pictures. You can do it.
All right.
All right, we running out of questions. We're wrapping it up.
No, we're just gonna wrap up
Well-
because we're about at the 40-minute
We'll
mark.
do the Howard Stern. All right, so that just about covers everything.
Yeah, so that just about covers your whole life. That was very interesting, Tony. The most interesting thing that's happened to him since he got his van was when he parked out front of the dairy bar and he got kicked out, or they were going to put a note on his car,
Yeah.
or maybe he just forgot everything else.
Let's go back to some of this fake handicap stuff. Let's not forget that I went to one of the most intense physical schools that was supposed to be there for 3 months. And for some reason, they kept me there for 9 months. Navy dive school is a good way to wear out your hips. Because you're on your back doing every time I said something, I had to do flutter kicks like 1,000 at a time or push-ups with scuba tanks for 9 months.
So this is the first time we're about to be done, and the first time you're going to mention that you're in the Navy.
I was a Navy deep sea diver for 6 years. You put 17 on one thing, but no, 6 years. But that wore me out. And then being in the paint business,
deep sea diver.
I wore a big helmet and they lowered me to the bottom.
And you never got the bends?
Well, maybe that's some of my issues too. I might be bent right now. Matter of fact, I should be in the chamber with this foot.
Why did he just kicked my foot? Now I'm going to get whatever that is.
Yeah, corona foot. It's one of the new symptoms. One leg swells up.
So what's the deepest you ever dove?
I was qualified to 190. I've done bounce dives to 240.
Wow.
They just send you down to see what you could see and come up.
What were you looking at?
Dinosaurs? Yeah,
Fish?
dinosaurs is a good name for it because it's the helicopters that should have been retired from the military 40 years ago, but we still fly them. No, we crash most of our stuff, so we have to go retrieve it so the Russians don't get it and steal our electronics.
Steal the technology.
Yeah, actually, it's not politically correct now, but I have a shirt that says, "Fly Navy, the divers need the work." They crash a lot, Navy pilots.
So what? What countries did you do that in?
I was stationed in Pearl Harbor, and I was on a giant salvage ship, Tugboat, so we towed the biggest ship ever from Pearl Harbor to Japan. It took 22 days into like 3 hurricanes. Some days on a 4-hour watch, I'm like, how far do we go? We went 1 mile in 4 hours.
Wow.
In like 30-foot seas. So we're this little boat, we're towing a 600-foot boat behind us. So we finally get into Yokosuka, Japan, and the cable breaks. We lose steering. Then we hit the pier. Then we caught on fire. We were the wackiest ship in the Navy.
Wow.
It was fun.
That's something.
I walked up, I brought a surfboard to Hawaii. When I walked up the ship, I had a Rip Curl board bag that I bought from Mr. Surf in Panama City. And they're like, "What's in the bag?" I said, "It's my ironing board. I'm really squared away." That's a term for like perfect. And they looked at me and they said, that uniform looks like you ironed it with a cold rock. I was so wrinkled. But they're like, "We got some blonde-haired dude here with an ironing board." I show up with a surfboard on the ship.
That's cool.
But we'll save that for another thing.
Did they let you keep it?
Hell yeah. What do you mean? I surfed Midway Island, the whole South Pacific. And then they have Aloha Friday in Hawaii. You get off opposite. We'd pull up. "It's too big here. Let's go to Leftovers." We pull up on the North Shore. Opposite of Florida. You pull up, it's too small. Let's go somewhere else. You pull up there, it's too big. I go somewhere else. But no, I surf South Shore. I'm a Waikiki guy. I got a job waiting for me at the Faith Surf School. Tony and Tammy Moniz.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be like, "Hey, Uncle Tony, hey, go over there and get a paddleboard lesson from Uncle Tony." It'd be like when Crocodile Dundee there came to New York. It was so popular. So imagine Uncle Tony on Waikiki Beach there, get a paddleboard lesson.
I like it.
I'm ready.
Is your new claim to fame that you're in Ben Gravy's vlogs? Like, do you claim it?
This is kind of a step down.
Oh.
It's kind of the way it's really helped me the most, to tell the truth, is with the kids.
Yeah.
So the old grumpy surf dads in Montauk, I go out, I catch 5 waves.
Mm-hmm.
But they were probably the 5 of the best set waves of the day. But I come in after 40 minutes. I'm respectful. But they don't like me. But once they're kids, Xander or somebody, they're like, "Uncle Tony." So
It's good.
yeah. Plus those people have money that I discipline their kids and no. And their parents just tell them, A lot of those kids
Why didn't you come down to the beach today?
Why did I?
Why didn't you?
Oh, as you get older, first of all, even Montauk, I'm very limited to where my board is and where you actually surf. When it's like 700 yards, windy, 2 foot and choppy,
You don't do it.
I'm kind of picky.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning's going to be glassy, but you got some appearance tomorrow to know the surf shop, so you're going to...
If it's glassy in the morning, we can go out.
Oh, let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 17 years in the Navy.
6 years in the Navy, 17 years married, 39 years working, and I've known Ben Gravy like 7 months, so it feels like 7 years.
And one of the most interesting characters that's ever just shown up at my house out of the blue and somehow became my friend. Uncle Tony, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Uncle Tony with a UNKLE. I don't spell good.
I'll put it across the bottom because that's
link,
definitely not
subscribe. We got merch for sale. We're not psyched. We're stoked over here, brother.
And
No, the reason I found you, dude, is I used to party at that house that your parents owned. I just whoever lived there surfer, I go introduce myself. You just happen to be there now.
nice.
Till I buy it. And we have the surf camp. All right, that's another episode.
All right,
peace
thanks for coming on, Tony.
This is for the Groms.
Any parting words? Words to live by. Your tombstone.
Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think.
Nice. We'll see you guys next time. You.
That was good. I like that ending.
That's great.
I read that on a wall.